Hello, ladies and gentlemen. You are listening to the Bergnovinain Sports Radio Network, or BSR, that's broadcasting direct from Ashton, Krytenia. I'm Peter Nance. Without further ado, let's jump into some of the results from the previous 3 days of competition in Ashton. During men's curling in Day 7, Bergnovinaia defeated North Chichion 7-5, placing them in the top qualifying position in their group with a perfect 4-0 record. Bergnovinaia was paired against the team from Kozaks in the round of 16. Bergnovinaia went on to defeat Kozaks 7-6, even after being down 5-2 during the match. Aside from the men's curling match, Day 7 was full of disappointing performances for the Bergnovinaian delegation. In the biathlon women's 10-kilometer pursuit, Tina Brunner finished in 5th place, just 20 seconds behind the bronze medalist. Later in the day, Greg Chang finished in 7th place in the men's alpine skiing, super combined, downhill and slalom, less than half a second behind medaling. In the individual events of Day 8, Bergnovinaia did not do much better and no medals were earned. Carlitos Vandra, who was expected to medal in the cross-country skiing and men's 30-kilometer pursuit, had a rather disappointing finish in 8th place, well out of medal contention. In the bobsleigh 2-man and 2-woman events, the teams both had horrible performances, especially the team of Grenada and Zanders in the women's event, who finished dead last after runs 1 and 2. In the biathlon women's 4x6-kilometer relay, the team of Brunner, Robinson, Keller, and Davis finished in 7th place, 2 minutes behind the team of Dawson, Timmins, Smith, and Bergen from Kelsek. However, Day 9 was a great day for the Bergnovinaian delegation, especially after the medal drought they had experienced for the past few days. In the biathlon women's 15-kilometer individual, Janet Keller from Bergnovinaia brought in Bergnovinaia's 3rd silver medal with a time of 50 minutes 8 seconds, a second behind Benil Letri of Sibersky, who earned gold. As I mentioned earlier, Day 9 was also the day that Bergnovinaia beat Kozaks 7-6 in men's curling. In general, Day 9 was a good day for team sports, with Bergnovina's 4-2 victory over Confundu in women's ice hockey, which qualified them for the next round of competition where they will play Sibersky, and Bergnovina's 3-0 victory over Vekharu in men's ice hockey, giving the team a perfect 4-0 record, qualifying them for the round of 16 where they will face Albertsby, who has a 2-1-1 record. Bergnovina's results at these 6 Winter Olympic Games in Ashton, Krytenia has been nothing short of a miracle. Sports analysts and spectators in Bergnovinaia and around the world have been shocked at Bergnovina's performance, especially in the medal tally with Bergnovina's 4 golds, 3 silvers, and 3 bronzes, which rivals that of Kelsek and Confundu. Joining us this morning is Friedrich Hansen of the Bergnovinaian Olympic delegation, who will explain the rigorous training programs that has allowed Bergnovinaia to win so many medals. Friedrich, good morning.
Hello, Peter.
Tell me, Friedrich, why did the Bergnovinaian Olympic delegation decide to implement these new training programs, and do you think they have paid off at these Olympic Games?
Well, I think that our nation was incredibly disappointed by our performances at the previous Olympic Games. When the Games had ended, our Olympic delegation got together and analyzed what went wrong and why our nation earned a mere bronze medal. We came to the conclusion that very few of our Olympic athletes had any professional training in their sport of interest, and that we turned a blind eye to that and accepted them anyways. After the Games, there was also a huge backlash from the sports community in our nation, saying that there were several different athletes that surely would have performed better. Therefore, the Olympic delegation from our nation decided to establish 4 very strong training groups. 1 for ice hockey, 1 for curling, 1 for ski jumping, and 1 for figure skating.
So Friedrich, can you explain, since these training groups are so rigorous, why many of the medals Bergnovinaia has earned have been in other events, such as alpine skiing, which Bergnovinaian athletes are not traditionally very good at?
That is an excellent question, Peter, and one that is not easily answered. Our Olympic delegation did not only decide to establish these training groups, but in many sports, our nation decided to send at least one good athlete to represent our nation.
One last question as we are running out of time. How do you expect the men's and women's ice hockey teams to do from Bergnovinia, and the men's curling team to do?
Well, I am always hopeful for the best, but the team events of the Olympics are extremely important.
Are you there? Can you hear me? It's static. I can't hear you. Can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Well, I'm sorry, folks, but it appears that we lost Friedrich. Anyways, now would be a good time to simply end our program. Thank you for listening to the Bergnovinaia Sports Radio Network. Tune in tomorrow for more details.